What's up, people? It's your girl Adeola. I'm sure by now everyone has seen the YouTuber Kel's visuals who used his drone to trace a laptop thief. They parked by the roadside, him and his friend, and he noticed a man wearing blue top. And when he came out of the store, the laptop in his car was gone. And so he took out his drone, hoping that the thief hadn't gone far. He was looking for someone wearing blue, going by his suspicion of the only guy that he noticed when they parked. And sure enough, he found him carrying his laptop.
Okay, this is the exact footage I presented to the police, and it helped them to locate the slum, and the boy was arrested. I didn't realize that the backseat window was open, so I figured this guy who was standing wearing blue, I knew this guy was the only one standing close to the car at that time.
Wow. So he was able to trace where the guy went, which was a nearby slum, and his friend called the police, and that was how the police were able to track down this guy, and they got his laptop back.
I saved the footage and I showed it to the police officer, and they used it to trace the location, and they found him. I'm so lucky I got my laptop back.
Wow. You know, I thought that was genius. Without that drone, he may never find his laptop again. And it really helped the police in finding the thief. Someone asked him what kind of drone he used, and he answered on YouTube that it's the DJI Mavic Mini 2 drone. And that cost about $450 to $600. And I've just been wondering, can we please get such for our police force? I think it will help not just in going after criminals, but also after terrorists. Our soldiers won't have to die the way they've been dying. Our soldiers definitely need drones. We should be able to monitor the activities of the terrorists from afar. By the way, what happened to the military drones, the ones that they had the ceremonies for? Yeah, and those ones are even way more expensive. With those kinds of drones, we shouldn't be saying we don't know where the bandits are, or we don't know where Boko Haram's hideout is. This is embarrassing, but there was a time that the military deployed drones to go after Boko Haram, and then Boko Haram came back with better drones to go after the military. That was very embarrassing. Let me know what you guys think about that. We're so happy that this guy found his laptop. And speaking of recovering items, I shared this video on my Instagram page, and I've been really surprised by some of the reactions of people. I mean, in the video, some workers were allegedly stealing from the poultry where they worked, and they were caught red-handed. It's a long video, but the woman basically recovered 2 containers of eggs. 2 containers hidden in bras, pants, underwear, and head wrap. Wow, 2 containers filled with eggs. Okay, when I posted this video, I saw all kinds of reactions, especially some people saying, oh, this is due to poverty. Why is she taking it back? Some said she mustn't be paying them well enough. That's why they stole the eggs. And then some said it's because they were hungry. Some people said, oh, send me the address of these women. I will send them 10,000 naira each. I'm just so confused. I'm confused. Is this wrong or not? Like, despite poverty, is it okay for people to steal from their employers? Okay, this is what I think. I know that poverty is part of the problem. I definitely understand that. I know people are hungry, times are hard, but at the same time, I don't think this is fair to the business owner, whom we have no idea how he or she struggled to put the business together. If people continue to steal this many eggs every day from the owner, it's only a matter of time before his or her business starts to lose and shut down. At least now they have a means of livelihood. If the business shuts down, nobody has any more means of livelihood amongst all of them. Now you have more people in poverty. If you work somewhere, I think you should want them to do well, because that's where your salary is coming from, especially if they are treating you right. Because I'm not ignoring that some people don't treat their workers right. More importantly, how do we abuse politicians if we are doing the same thing? All these politicians that are stealing a lot of money today, they started somewhere. If this is about hunger or poverty, do you really think they were going to eat all that eggs? No, I think they would sell them. Even if you give these people 10,000 naira each, I don't think that they will stop doing this so long as they're able to get away with it. I just think that it's not right for us to condemn politicians if we would do the same thing to our fellow citizens. I mean, I've worked somewhere where I was underpaid, undervalued, under everything, and I never stole anything. If you have a business, would you want anybody to do this to you? Having said that, I'm open to what you guys have to say about this. I really want to read what you think about this. I have a friend, by the way, that went to Nigeria as a doctor to volunteer, and she noticed that the hospital where she was volunteering didn't have common gloves, hand gloves. And of her own money, she bought boxes of gloves for them to use. And guess what? Some of her colleagues, some doctors, some nurses were stealing the gloves and selling them. Do you know how frustrating that is? I like to especially hear from those who have a business how they feel about this video. Anyway, you guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to South Africa, guys, let's start with a warning, a disclaimer. Please don't listen to this story if you're eating. Take some time, come back to it later because it's kind of gross. Actually, it's really gross. So don't watch this. If you're eating, let me give you some time, you know. All right, if you're not eating, let's tell you what happened. A school principal went to use the toilet and somehow his phone fell in the latrine. Yeah, in the poop. Now, guess what he did? He made one of his students, an 11-year-old boy. He persuaded the boy, promising to give the boy $14 to retrieve his phone. Although I'm not sure the boy was in position to say no anyways because it's the school principal. He promised the boy $14 to retrieve his phone. And guess what? He stripped him naked, put a piece of rope around him, gave him some gloves, and put him inside the latrine to go looking for his cell phone.
An Eastern Cape school principal has been suspended after he allegedly persuaded an 11-year-old pupil to retrieve his phone from a pit toilet at the school.
The principal today at 8 o'clock was served by the district director with a suspension letter.
I don't understand. I have so many questions. Like, first of all, if your phone fell in the latrine, why would you still want that phone? I don't understand. That only means that the phone is buried in poop. Are you kidding me? Of course, the boy did not find it. He searched and searched in the poop. He did not find the phone. Why can't the principal himself go looking for his phone? If it's that important, he's an adult. Something that you as an adult cannot do, you have to have a boy do it. Haba. And because he didn't find the phone, because the boy didn't find the phone, the Mumu man gave him $3. And of course, the boy came out covered in poop and smelling. The entire school laughed at him. There was nowhere for him to shower. So he went home smelling like poop. And guess what? He has not been back to school since then, out of shame. I don't blame the boy. Who would want to go back? That's definitely child abuse. The principal has been suspended, rightfully so, and he's been charged with child abuse. He may get another job, but you know how kids are. There's always this stigma on the boy. Unless he goes to another school, you know, they'll be calling him the poop boy. I feel really bad for the boy. If you were a parent and this happens, what would you have done? Let me know in the comment section. You guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So in the last episode, I talked about the president of Tanzania who passed, and you guys finished me in the comment section. You know, in fact, I need to read some of those comments. It was bad. It was terrible. So, I Can Fire said, you are a little white wannabe. Anyway, so your comment, I think he meant your comment, is irrelevant. Stupid. Wow. Thank you, I Can. I'm a little white wannabe. CQ Reviver Flames said, Adeola with your half-cent brain. You think coronavirus walked over to Magufuli and killed him? You can't see he was specifically targeted for elimination, so empty brain people can say exactly what you're saying? Wow, thank you. Fab Eunice Official said, okay, now you sound very stupid. So just cause he's coughing doesn't mean he's having corona. What makes you believe that corona is real? This is the problem with black people believing everything the white man says. I'm unfollowing you now. You are very stupid. I'm disappointed in you. Wow, wow, wow. And then Michael Bogongo said, you're the dumbest journalist I have ever seen. Thank you, Michael. Now, is it by force to make people believe that the man died with COVID? It's been 1 year since this COVID-19 happened, and no one in Tanzania has ever died with COVID. Really? Now you want to tell people that after the death of the president, Magufuli, cases of COVID-19 will miraculously appear in Tanzania? Okay. And then this one is from Dave Gray. This person said, Adeola, I am dissatisfied with your nonsensical report on the death of Magufuli. He did not die of COVID. Thank you, Dave. The next person is Red Pill Review. And this person said, I think he was a very intelligent man, and I believe he was assassinated in my humble opinion. I don't believe that COVID is anything more than a flu. The same flu that we've had with us for thousands of years. And you do not quarantine healthy people, and you do not put masks on healthy people. Prince Fabson said, funny how you don't ask yourself why only the ones who kick against the vaccines die from it, but all those around them who are supposed to contract COVID do not contract it. I expect more from you, my sister. If you kill the opposition, fear will make everyone else submit. Okay. Oh, Fab Eunice Official also said, I don't blame you. I blame bleaching cream. Does that mean I'm using bleaching cream? You're very stupid with your nose like the highway. Oh, wow. He went all the way to my nose. Fab Eunice Official, I agree with everything else that you said, but just in case there are kids watching, I don't bleach. I have never bleached. First African Culture TV also said, please, this man was killed by American, and his elites eliminate this man for refusing their vaccine. Wow. I mean, there's a lot. There was a lot of comments. Oh my God, they finished me. Wow. First of all, thank you. Like, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for sharing your opinion in the comment section. I love reading them. And yes, I do see your comments. I cannot respond to everybody, but I will try. So thank you once again for letting me know how you feel. Second of all, I'm not from Tanzania, and that's why I always say I don't know much. And I really mean it, that I don't know much. So I'm not pretending to be an expert on Tanzania or any other country. The president of Tanzania started out doing really well. As a matter of fact, I am one of the people who told you guys how well he was doing. I made a whole video about him, which I titled, Why Tanzanian President Magufuli is Currently the Best in Africa. That video had almost 400,000 views on YouTube alone, more than 200,000 views on Facebook. And as of the time that I made that video, so many Africans outside of Tanzania didn't even know the good things that he was doing. I'm really surprised, first of all, that when I made that video, nobody accused me of being sponsored by the West or by anybody. Over time, the man started threatening activists, opposition members, non-profit organizations, arresting and jailing journalists, charging people with economic crime cases for which people cannot be bailed under the Tanzanian law. For example, I talked about a popular lawyer in Tanzania, also an opposition candidate who was shot 16 times, and his administration refused to investigate that shooting. He changed Tanzania into an almost single political party state, with his party dominating more than 90% of seats in public offices. Do you really want me to ignore all of that? Because I cannot, unless you don't want me to give you balanced news. Even though I reported the good things he did, the moment he started abusing human rights, I was also reporting those things. And I kept saying at that time that, you started well, we're watching you. And then came COVID time. People were dying in Tanzania, and the presidency was denying it and downplaying it. Doesn't matter how many people, even if it's one person. It got to the point where Tanzanian doctors were secretly granting interviews that they were not being given the gadgets to treat people. There was a video that surfaced where they were burying people at night to conceal numbers. People that didn't need to die were dying because the government did not believe in COVID. Now, to what some of the commentators wrote, which I'm very grateful for. Let's start with the claim that he was killed because he kicked against the West. They cited some examples that he exposed a testing kit that was fake and that he kicked against the World Health Organization. First of all, that testing kit that he exposed was made in China. That's not the West. And he's not the only one that exposed it.
Now, Tanzania has joined the likes of Spain, the Netherlands, India and Turkey in declaring Chinese testing kits as faulty. Reports of faulty COVID-19 testing kits from China have become common these days.
Okay, unless you now say that Chinese people killed him because of that, but China is not the West. Secondly, people celebrated him for not going by what the World Health Organization recommended. Please, who is the Director General of the World Health Organization? Thank you very much. Dr. Tedros Adhanom. Where is he from? Ethiopia. An Ethiopian biologist has been the Director General of WHO, World Health Organization, since 2017. If anything, the Tanzanian president refused to work with his fellow African man at the World Health Organization. This is not the West. That is not the West. Also, he rejected a $10 billion loan from China. Again, that's China, that's not the West. I'm glad he did that. I wish that our leaders would do that in Nigeria. But the fact that he rejected the loan from China has nothing to do with the West. I don't know. I think people are mixing things together. Unless they want to claim that China killed him for exposing their test kit or for rejecting their loan. Now, for those who said that he rejected the vaccine, first of all, please know that all these countries that made vaccines, all the Western countries that made vaccine, they were not willing to share with Africans. They wanted it for their own people. There were reports at the time that some countries were hoarding the vaccine. And if I don't remember anything else, I still remember Trump saying that Americans first, that the vaccine should be given to Americans first. And can you blame him? That's his people. And the vaccine was made in America. The Americans wanted the vaccines for themselves. They were not thinking of Africans when they were making their own vaccine, which was why I was preaching that as Africans, we need to come up with our own vaccine. Nobody in America is willing to rush any vaccine to Africans. The main vaccine that they are giving to Africans through the World Health Organization is the AstraZeneca one. It's because they are now making it in India. Again, India is not the West. And do you know why Americans want the vaccines for themselves? Because they were the most affected by the virus. More than 500,000 Americans died of COVID-19. Why do you think they will be worried about sending vaccines to Africans where the virus didn't kill that many people and we're so happy and so grateful to God that it didn't kill that many people? But here, it killed so many people. That's why they were rushing to have the vaccine done and for their own people. Nobody was trying to force him to take any vaccine from the West. Oh, by the way, for those who said that why was the vaccine rushed, it's because the West was badly affected by the virus. If the West is being affected by malaria, the way Africans are being affected by malaria, they would have found a solution a long time ago. In fact, I made a whole video about what they did regarding malaria to stop malaria in Western countries. I'll put the link to that video in the description below. So, if malaria is affecting them the way COVID has been killing them, they would have come up with a vaccine for malaria, although there is now a vaccine for malaria that they are making. For Africans, I don't know why we Africans are not making our own vaccine. So I said all that to say that nobody was trying to force him to take any vaccine from anybody. The one from World Health Organization is the AstraZeneca one, and it's free because they are able to mass produce it in India. Now, every African country has the option of ordering other vaccines like the one that they're making in the US, but those ones are expensive and a lot of African countries don't have the money for it. Like the Pfizer one is like $10 per piece. $10 per person. Like I said in my last episode, Nigerian government is not willing to spend $10 on all their citizens. They are not willing to do that. So they offered him vaccine and he rejected. That doesn't mean that they try to force him to take vaccine. No, nobody, believe it or not, they want the vaccine for their own citizens, not for Africans. If Africans are desperate about vaccines, they will make their own. Now, speaking of the West, he actually collected 27 million pounds from the EU, the European Union, to fight COVID-19. I was so surprised that when they offered him that money that he collected it, considering the fact that he was saying they didn't have a COVID problem. You guys will remember a few weeks ago we talked about that because after several months of him still denying that there was COVID, the EU was asking for their money back. They were like, what have you done with the 27 million pounds? So Tanzania never returned that money. I'm not saying that they should have returned the money, but honestly, I just wish, even if all he did was to build a hospital with that money, and I know they couldn't have completed the hospital between last year and now, but even if all they did was lay the foundation for hospital, at least he could tell the EU, well, I don't believe in COVID, but I'm using your money to build what standard hospital in my country. Now that is the West. So he actually collected money from the West. And by the way, who is this West that people are claiming that they went after him? Can we be more specific? The West West that I know right now is dealing with the loss of so many lives, so much that they were rushing to find a solution, which is producing vaccine. Now, nobody was more critical of the West than Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe. Nobody. He was more critical of the West than Magufuli ever was. And the West did not kill Mugabe. Mugabe died in Singapore, where he was getting treatment, because despite criticizing the West, he didn't build good hospitals in his own country. Mugabe was always coming to New York for the UN General Assembly, addressing the UN. Nobody killed him. So do you think that the West has anything to gain from killing Magufuli? I don't get it. My fellow Africans, we cannot continue to blame the West for all of our problems without taking responsibility. There's nothing wrong in telling ourselves the truth. Guys, if I'm being sponsored to say anything at all on this show, I would have more views than I do. Whoever is sponsoring me will be promoting me at the same time. I would have to take down the video that I made about him, where I talked about all the great things that he did. Whoever is sponsoring me would want me to take that down, but I didn't, and I never will. As a matter of fact, I am putting the link to that video in the description as well, because it's still true that he did those things. He did those things, and so it's true. But over time, he changed. But that doesn't mean that I should now look away just because he started doing great things. He clamped down on corruption. He was hands-on, literally sweeping the streets and doing so many things. But you cannot take offense simply because I'm giving you both sides of the coin. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind about me. No, not at all. Because I cannot do that. I can never make anybody like me, and that has never been my goal. But I wanted you to know that I saw your comments. That's why I'm addressing this. People said that he's had heart issues for 10 years. I'm not disputing it, but I thought that that would have been more reason for him to be more careful with COVID if you have a heart condition. If you would like to know some of the great things that he did in the past, I'm putting the link in the description below. Once again, thank you all for your comments. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And like, seriously, for all the abuses, it helps me to know that at least you're watching, you're paying attention. I don't take offense. When people abuse me, I don't take it personal. That's just how they feel at that particular moment. I remember doing a story about the Cameroonian doctor here in America, Dr. Stella, who was preaching about hydroxychloroquine for COVID. And so many people came for me at that and they abused me finish. Anyway, Trump said after that he was taking hydroxychloroquine every week. And upon all that, he still got COVID. And when he got COVID, they didn't treat him with hydroxychloroquine. Not only that, the woman later made more videos that exposed more about her character, like the fact that she was part of those that went to the Capitol when they attacked the Capitol. And also, she made a video about how God had told her that Trump would win, and then Trump didn't win. And nobody ever came back and said, I was wrong about you, yada yada yada. I don't know why they think that I'm hating on a fellow African woman. No, it's not that. But we should be able to tell ourselves the truth. I was just reporting the truth. Maybe some of you just started watching my show, but if you've been watching my show for the last 10 years, you would have known by now that this is me, this is my stand. I report both sides of the coin. So like I said, I'm not saying all this to make anybody like me. That has never been my goal. If that's my goal, I wouldn't be talking about so many things on this show. But I thought I should address this just so that you know that I see your comments, and I really, really appreciate it. And please keep them coming. And I know that despite everything I said, I will still have all kinds of hate comments. Please know that it's fine and it's okay. It's okay. Write however you feel, write whatever you think. If they say he died of heart issue, then he died of heart issues. Who am I to say otherwise? Oh, by the way, to the guy that said I was bleaching, I have never bleached my skin. If you want to know what I'm using that makes my skin nice, I use baby products mostly, but recently I've also been using like regular lotions like Nivea, and also I use shea butter. I use shea butter, especially in winter times. It's very, very nice. You may want to try it. So maybe you're just wondering why my skin looks good. I know I have very good skin. I don't even use foundation. It's because my skin is nice. So thank you once again for your comments, and I am very, very grateful and humbled. Anyways, you guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So before I sign out, I want to say happy birthday to my personal person on this show, Madam Lade King Owolabi. Happy birthday, mommy. And you is looking so good. Can you please send this green dress? Like for you, I've been asking her for this dress, so I don't know. She thinks I won't fit, but you never know. I have sewing machine at home, I can fit. Happy birthday, mommy. We're so proud of you. As a matter of fact, she recently won a car from Life Card Company as a young Nigerian who's giving back. I hope you guys are following her on YouTube. She has a YouTube channel where she's not just talking about life in Abeokuta, life in Nigeria in general, but she's featuring Nigerians that are touching lives, Nigerians that are doing amazing things. It's a whole series that she started recently, and once a month she's featuring an inspiring person from Nigeria. So please make sure that you subscribe to her YouTube channel. And so she won the car because not only is she making a difference with her YouTube channel, but she's giving back. Like last Christmas, for example, she raised money. Her and her husband, they went into remote places like villages, giving out chickens, live chicken, live chicken far, and all kinds of food like rice, beans, for people to be able to celebrate Christmas. I mean, the fact that people will leave their comfort zone and go into remote villages to do things like this, it touches my heart. So this woman is giving back, and also she helps us a lot at Kawa Foundation, keeping it real with Adeola Foundation. Her and her husband helped us in distributing food when COVID started, and we were distributing food and gadgets for medical personnel in different parts of Nigeria. So we're so proud of her. Happy birthday, mommy. Whenever I'm in Abeokuta, my sister, hopefully you will take me out to eat, like for real. Happy birthday. We're so proud of her. Oh, by the way, you guys are aware that I started this money management series. On this platform, I've been talking about money, and I'm talking to experts and regular people as well. Well, first of all, please know that some people have been impersonating me since I started that whole series, and they are impersonating me on YouTube, and they are answering people in the comment section in my name. I have been reporting them to YouTube, but nothing has happened. Now there's a lot of people who are impersonating me. They use my picture, they use my name, and they are replying to people whenever I do the money series, sometimes asking for money, sometimes asking for people's contact. Please know that that is not me. If you don't see a check mark after my name, then it's not the right YouTube account. All my social media platforms are verified. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, including my YouTube is also verified. So if you don't see that check mark, please know that it's not me. And if that is you that is impersonating me, for God's sake, please stop. Like for real, please stop. I have no idea why anybody would want to do this. It makes no sense. Now, I interviewed the founder of Money Africa last weekend, where she talked about so many investment opportunities and how her company is actually helping thousands of people, teaching them about investment opportunities. If they want to invest in stocks, they teach them how to get into stock, what to look for, how to read the company's quarterly report and all those things, the financial reports. They are teaching people how to make smart decisions. They are not investing for people, but they are teaching people how to make smart decisions when it comes to stocks and cryptocurrencies and all kinds of investment. And so for those who may be interested, when she came on my show, she said that she was willing to give a discount to anybody that comes through me if they want to learn more about investment opportunities. So she's only charging 20,000 naira to give you support for an entire year, and you can start investing as soon as you start working with them. You start gradually. They'll be guiding you what to look out for in stocks, in crypto. So if anybody is interested, please make sure that you send them a message at Money Africa. The only thing is you have to tell them that you're from me to get the discount. She's giving away like money journal and so many other things that she announced on the show. Just let them know that you're coming from me. So this weekend, I'll be talking to some people, just regular people. These are not experts, but regular people who are doing it, who are into stocks, who are into cryptocurrencies. So this Saturday, this is going to be my guest on the Money Talk. We're going to talk about stocks this Saturday. I'm so excited. Let's talk about stocks, guys, whether young or old, man or woman. And on Sunday, this coming Sunday, I will be talking to somebody else about cryptocurrencies. So my guest on Sunday has made good money from cryptocurrencies, so we want to hear about his experience trading cryptocurrencies. So please make sure that you join us this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And yes, you guys can ask questions, and And as a matter of fact, we would let you ask video questions this time around. So I really look forward to that. All right, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're yet to subscribe, we're watching you on Plasma TV, press the subscribe button. Until next time, I'm gonna see you all later. Peace out.